Hello learners, BME 025 Condition Monitoring and Maintenance Management, Codification and Standardization. Part 1 presented by myself Dr. N. Venkateshwarlu, Associate Professor, School of Engineering and Technology, IGNOU, New Delhi. Maintenance System Optimization. We know already that the maintenance system could be broadly divided into the following two categories: breakdown maintenance and preventive maintenance. It is very clear that no machine is completely immune to failures. According to Murphy, if a failure can occur, it will. In view of this, certain amount of breakdown maintenance is necessary for any machine, even though the best preventive maintenance practices are being observed or practiced. So, any maintenance system, any machine, it needs two types of maintenances. One is breakdown maintenance and another is preventive maintenance. On the other hand, the preventive maintenance is not required or much close monitoring may not be necessary on some machines which are not critical in the production chain. For example, low cost machines, standby equipment, etc. The cost of the preventive maintenance will be more on much machines and it is not worthwhile. Therefore, it is important to establish a maintenance system with a blend of these two maintenance practices, that is breakdown maintenance and preventive maintenance, in a right proportion. So, to optimize the maintenance system, we need to implement the right mix of maintenance. So, by utilizing these two types of maintenances, which are breakdown maintenance and preventive maintenance. Thus, optimization of maintenance system can be done by classifying the machinery into certain groups based on their criticality or any other characteristics. Usually, VEIN or CIN or VED are used to classify the machinery. These classification methods we have already learned in the last video, and now once the machines are classified, the amount of breakdown maintenance and the amount of preventive maintenance can be decided and planned according to their categories. So, once we classify the machines on criticality, desirability and importance, so the machines will be classified and then the optimum mix can be selected to optimize the maintenance system or maintenance processes. For equipment or machinery which has low criticality, such as a lathe or a milling machine in a process layout, can be considered as not a very important, that is normal category, because the breakdown on such machines will not affect the total production. Of course, it will have very minor effect on, as there are other standby machines can be used, or the same operation can be done by some other machines by little adjustments or design changes of tools. In the worst case, the work can be subcontracted with any local parties or local ancillaries. So for such machines, one could go for breakdown maintenance even. So now consider a CNC machine on the same shop floor. The items finished on it are of high precision, and breakdown of the CNC machine would stop the production totally. Hence, this machine comes under high critical zone, and therefore, for such machinery, preventive maintenance is worthwhile and must be planned with good amount of time. Similarly, power generation system or on which running of all the machinery depend must be under preventive maintenance. Here what we are saying, so important machines or important system, there we need to continuously do the preventive maintenance activities to prevent the failures. Thus, the percentage of breakdown and preventive maintenance is determined for various grades of machinery depending upon their importance or criticality. The VEIN analysis for maintenance system optimization is interpreted. For vital equipment, some percent, say 5 to 10% of breakdown maintenance may be planned, and the rest of the time may be allocated to preventive or condition based maintenance. So 5 to 10% of breakdown maintenance is due to the fact that in spite of best preventive maintenance, a system may fail. For normal equipment, no preventive maintenance has been shown. There is only breakdown maintenance. However, if required, up to 10% preventive maintenance may be allocated. For important and essential equipment, the preventive maintenance and breakdown maintenance should be planned in right combination ranging between 30 to 70%. The right maintenance mix can contribute to the organization in the following way. So, we have to identify the correct mix or right mix of maintenance so that it can be optimized. So, advantages of maintenance system optimization by VEIN analysis: reduced maintenance cost, reduced troubles, reduced maintenance hours and maintenance crew become free, increased production, no production interruption during peak seasons, improved reliability and availability. So, with all this, the production people will be satisfied and their production will be produced according to the targets. So, that is the importance of the maintenance mix selection. Then now we have identified a maintenance mix, then requirement for the maintenance system optimization. What are the requirements for optimizing the maintenance system? The following data for each machine are necessary for maintenance system optimization through VEIN or VED or CIN analysis. A. Frequency of breakdown, daily or weekly or monthly. We need this data to get the make the optimization of a maintenance mix. Frequency of breakdown, time between failures, time to repair, type of breakdown or failure, size of maintenance crew, production loss, spares consumed and their cost. So, all this data is required, then only we can able to find out the solution and get the optimum mix of maintenance. The above data will be changing as the machines are aging. Hence, while planning the percent of breakdown maintenance and preventive maintenance, the age of equipment also must be taken into consideration and planned properly for each type of machines. Both breakdown and preventive maintenance incur cost to the organization, but in different proportion. Thus, the organization has to design a proper mix of two breakdown maintenance and preventive maintenance for minimum loss and maximum gain. So, this is the importance of a optimum mix or optimization of a maintenance mix, maintenance system. Implications of improper maintenance. So, if the maintenance mix is not in a proper, so if it is improper, what will happen? What are the disadvantages? So, the criticality of the equipment has to be determined by proper maintenance engineering analysis, taking all the factors into consideration. In fact, this is a challenging job for any organization. Improper maintenance mix may lead to the following disadvantages. A. Extra cost will be incurred in maintenance. Employing more maintenance persons or larger maintenance crew and storing extra spare parts. So, these are the various disadvantages. So, because extra manpower we have to utilize if there is no any proper maintenance mix, and extra stores has to be stored in the extra materials, has to be extra spare parts has to be stored in the stores. So, these are the disadvantages of the improper mix of a maintenance. Now, codification. Why codification? The maintenance spares are usually available in plenty. So, they are repetitive in nature. The basic difficulty with the spare parts management is that we do not know when the need of the item arises, and the non-availability of the item may cause severe or unpredictable loss also. Therefore, whether used or not, we keep the items in stock. In course of time, the items may become obsolete or may expire, or the shelf life may be completed. Some other times we may forget whether the spares are stored or not. In some other occasions, the spare parts controller or stores clerk may be absent or transferred. In all such cases, if the spare parts are not maintained systematically and recorded properly, there will be huge loss that affects the organization adversely. This problem can be overcome by coding all the spare parts of the company and maintaining by adhering to the codes. Further, the stocks can be reviewed easily if the database is maintained in the computer and updated regularly or as when required. The advantages of coding system. The major advantages of well designed coding and classification system for group technology are given below. It facilitates formation of machine cells and part families. It reduces design duplication. It facilitates NC part programming. It helps better utilization of machine tool, cutting tool fixtures and manpower. It helps in rationalization and improvement in tool design. It gives reliable spare part utilization. It facilitates accurate estimation of spare part requirement and logical decision on procurement. It aids maintenance planning and scheduling procedures. It facilitates quick retrieval of spare parts and their designs, drawings and process plans. So, these are the various advantages by coding system. Coding is very important in the materials management and maintenance management systems. Types of coding and classification system for spare parts. There are several systems of classification and coding, but none has been adopted universally. One system may be suitable for one organization while another system is suitable for another organization. Even in one organization also, we may find the existence of many systems in various departments. However, the codification helps in simplifying the work content of the maintenance. In many occasions, it is very essential also so as to reduce the cost of inventory and salvaging. So, these are the various types of coding and its advantages. A few popular systems coding and classification system relevant to the maintenance are explained here. So, these are only for the maintenance system. Part classification system based on the part manufacturing attributes, based on the part design attributes, based on both manufacturing and design attributes. So, the parts are classified according to the manufacturing attributes. So, how much the length it has to be cut, what should be the design characteristics. So, all these parameters, so depending upon that parameters and characteristics, the code classification will be done. This is known as a part classification system. And then the coding system for part classification can be of two basic structures, hierarchical structure and chain type structure. We shall explain the above two systems with an example. Consider a 2-digit code such as 05, 15, 25, 35, 45, etc. We have to give some codes to a particular material. It may be tool, it may be a fixture, it may be a fixture, or so anything one need to give some codification. So, let the first digit symbolizes general shape of the cross section of the part, so that digit 0 means round part, 1 means irregular shape, 2 means flat regular part, 3 means triangular and 4 means square or rectangular and so on. We have to code them. So, in this way we have to code. Then in a hierarchical code system, the interpretation of the second digit, that is 5 in this example, will depend on the value of the first digit. Therefore, for the code 15, 5 may indicate length or diameter ratio, whereas for the second code 25, the digit 5 may be indicated overall length. So, in the chain type code structure, the digit 5 indicates same meaning irrespective of whether the first digit is 1 or 2. So, In the hierarchical system, it has a different value. In chain type system, it has a different value. Example, the second digit 5 will indicate overall part length, whether the part is circular or irregular or rectangular. The advantage of hierarchical code structure is that more information can be stored in the code. So, if you code it, you can identify it is a steel and it is having this much of length and its material is heat treated, like that. The codings are, you can see on the any parts, you can find out the coding will be there. Note that some classification and coding systems use a combination of both hierarchical and chain type structures. The number of digits required can range from 6 to 30. So, the numbers will be given from 6 to 30. So, sometimes it may be 6, sometimes it is up to 30. So, depending upon the importance of the material, depending upon the tools, so the codes will be given up to 30 numbers, 30 digits. Coding system that includes only design characteristics need fewer digits, that is 1, 2 or less. Most modern classification and coding system incorporates both design and manufacturing data into the codes. For this, code numbers with 20 to 30 digits may be needed. Example, let us see the coding system in general. Consider a tube manufacturing company. The internal diameter ranges from 5 mm to 500 mm. The materials of the tube are brass, aluminum, alloys, steel, length, etc. Length varies from 100 centimeters to 1000 centimeters. We shall use 4-digit code. So, column 1, column 2, column 3 and column 4. There are different digits will be given to different column. So, digit in the first column may represent the diameter of the tube. So, any tube, the diameter code will be given in the first column, and digit in the second column may represent length of the tube. Okay. Then digit in the third column may represent the material of the tube. Digit in the fourth column may represent any special treatment of the tube. So, special treatment in the hardness or heat treatment or any requirement is special treatment is required. So, that will be given in the fourth digit. So, now the range of the dimensions, say diameter of the following values are produced: 5 mm to 50 mm, 100 mm, 150 mm, 200 mm, 300 mm, 350 mm, 400 and 500 mm. So, we are producing from 5 mm to 500 mm. Then the lengths are 5 mm to 900 mm. Then material of the tube is brass, aluminum, steel. Let the diameter of the tube be represented by the following numbers, the coding. So, the diameter of a material will be coded like that. If it is 5 mm, we can give 1, and if it is 50 mm, the code will be 2. If it is 500 mm, the code will be 9. So, in this way the coding will be done. Then let the length be represented in the following way: length digit. So, if it is a length will be 0 to 99 mm, then its code is 0, and if it is 100 to 199 mm, the code will be 1, and it is 200 to 299, the code will be 2. Like that, if it is 900 to 999 mm, the code will be 9. So, we have to coding system. So, why it is required? Because on each material we cannot write each and every information on the material itself. So, the coding is required. So, by coding one can identify. So, that is the importance of a coding. Then let the material be represented as, if it is the material, so what type of material? Is it brass, aluminum or steel? So, if it is brass, digit will be 1. If it is aluminum, the digit, the code, it will be 2, and the steel, it is 3. So, like that one has to code the materials. Let us take the fourth digit code as: material with special treatment will be given 1, and material with no special treatment will be given 0. So now we have coded with, for example, if you take, now let us consider the example that is a material is represented as suppose you can say that in the machine shop or maintenance, suppose somebody has told to some person or an engineer, so bring 3621. So how he has to understand? So he should, okay, 3 means and this is the 2 means the material, the aluminum, and if it is 1, the material will be brass. Like that one has to remember, and then it can be easily identified. So for taking for an example, consider that is 3621, where how it has been coded. First digit is 3, which means the diameter of the part is 100 mm. So means 3, which means the diameter, it is indicating the diameter. Then second digit is 6, which means the length of the part is 650 mm. And third digit is 2, which means the material of the part is aluminum. There is special treatment on the material since the fourth digit is 1. So like that one has to code each and every part, each and every tool, so that one can identify easily. You can see that in our course itself we are coding as a BME 025. Why we are coding? So BME means Bachelor of Mechanical Engineering. 025 means we are coded like that in the first year up to 0 to 9, in the second year 9 to 10 to 20, and in third year 20 to 25, like that. So our course will be either it is in third year or it is in the fourth year. So like that all the codes will help in identifying its importance. Then multiple coding and classification system. The hierarchical or decision tree coding structure is used. Since the hierarchical coding structure is used, the succeeding digits depends on value of the previous digit. The coding structure contains of up to 30 digits. Up to 9 different types of components can be included in digit multiple class software structure. It is relatively a flexible system. It can be used for a variety of spare parts like bolts, belts, etc., as well as for manufacturing goods such as sheet metal parts, machine parts, tooling, electronics, machine tools, etc. The following table gives the significance of first 19 digits on multi-class coding and classification system. Column 1 gives the numbers and meaning of significance. Here you can see that 1 is code system prefix, and 2 main shape, 3 to 4 external and internal configurations. Like that we have to give the 6 and 7 functional description. Then 14 it is the tolerance, in the 19 orientation of machined element, etc. We have to give that coding system in a multi-coding system. Then general coding system for spare parts. This system is exclusively meant for spare parts and hence uses local codes of the organization. The organization may use any codes in alphanumeric form and no restrictions or limitations of digits in the system. For example, a company can code an item as follows: character 1, code of section or department in which equipment is used. These are simple codification system. Like that, character 2, code of the function in the section, character 3, 4, code or number of the machine in the section, character 5 will be the code of the subunit for which the part is used, character 6 and 7 number of such spares used for the equipment, and character 8 and 9 serial number of the spare parts as per stock list. So like this is a simple coding system for any machine shop or any production shop. Now for example, in a machine shop, for a lathe on 48 machines gearbox, say the code of gearbox subassembly is 3 gears are used. A spare part used for third gear, say key enumerated as 263, in the spares list, which contains all the details of the specifications and required information such as date of purchase, expiry date, etc. is to be replaced. This key should be given a code number as 9848303 like that. A coding is given to each and every process. Drawbacks of the system: every time whenever a machine is transferred from one department to other, the code is to be changed. If the particular spare part is useful for more than one machine, it gets two code numbers, and thus it leads to confusion. So when a machine is updated with new technological features or with design out maintenance or new features are added, it becomes difficult to give the coding. This system is not universal, hence the new entrants into the system or department needs lot of time to get familiarized and needs assistance or training. Learners, thank you very much for listening this lecture.